Good afternoon, Patty Bean here from the Putnam Valley Business Network, and we're here today for our Member of the Week video with none other than Fran Capo. Thank you so much for being here today, Fran.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, and I'm honored that I have been chosen for this to be the Member of the Week.
We are excited about it too, and it's always good to see you. So, just starting out, why don't you tell us a little bit about what it is you do?
Okay, so it's easier if I say it, right?
Yes.
Then you got a lot to memorize. So I am a stand-up comic. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a 21-time author. I produce comedy events. I do fundraising events. I am also a radio host of a show called Fran's World, which is on the last Friday of every month on Westchester Talk Radio. I am also a six-time world record holder, most known as the Guinness Book of World Records fastest talking woman in the world. So we could actually finish this interview in like a minute or two, but I'm going to go slow so people understand.
That's a good point. I mean, I feel like we'd follow it because we're here and in the moment, but it might be like watching from home, kind of fast.
Well, that's it. They could try to slow. You guys can try to slow it down.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. This is how we talk.
We'll just rewind it slowly.
Yeah.
So, wondering what it is about your job that's like your favorite thing. And I know you do like a million things, so it's
Yes.
going to be hard to narrow it down to just one, but what would you say?
The thing is, you're right. I don't have one because to me they all intermingle. Because, for example, I often do an adventure. I bungee cord jump, scuba dive with sharks, fly combat aircraft. I've been to the top of Kilimanjaro, down to the wreck site of the Titanic. So I do those adventures and I like it, but then I come back home and I write about the adventures for a website that I write about and that I blog about. And then I take those same adventures and then I'll write a book about, like I have my book called Adrenaline Adventures. And then I use those same adventures and I'll put it in my motivational talks, talking about nothing is impossible. And, not just saying to someone, you could get to the top, this is you could do anything, but me actually saying, hey, I'm saying you can make it to the top. I climbed Kilimanjaro. If I could do it and I'm just a regular mom, you could do it too. So even though it seems like it's all different things, I combine all of that. And whatever I do in life, if I do something and it works, it becomes part of my motivational speaking. And if it doesn't, it becomes part of my stand-up. So either way, I could use anything I have in life.
Absolutely. I actually remember when you spoke at our PVBN event
Yes.
down at Colonial Terrace, and when you were talking about the Titanic and Mount Kilimanjaro, I mean, I felt the same way, and there's a lot of power in that. So thank you for sharing those experiences and always making us laugh as well. So one thing I was wondering is if you had to give one word of advice to someone who's starting out, either as a motivational speaker or even as a comedian or as an author, what would you say?
Okay, obviously for each field there'd be a different set of rules that you would have to do if you're starting to be a stand-up as opposed to a motivational speaker. But I actually do a talk called The Click Factor, How to Have a World Record Mindset. And in it I talk about the principles that you need when you are trying to succeed in anything you want to do in life, whether it's being a great parent or whether it's being a great spouse or having a successful business. The principles are simple. Always wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude. But not just going, dear God, thank you very much, I'm happy for this day. You know what? Because that's rote. And that's not you speaking from the heart. Every day, find out something that you truly do have to be grateful for. And make it different every day. The other thing is, never give up. My mom taught me that nothing is impossible, and my dad always taught me to always find the humor in life. So like I said, is you try something, the main thing in life, you fall down 7 times, you get up 8. As long as you get up one more time than you fall down, that's great. And the other thing too is sometimes your dreams, you have what it is in your mind that you want to do, but someone else may not be able to see the vision that's in your mind. I mean, think of the guy from FedEx. When he first came out with that idea, they actually gave him a D on his paper saying, this is never going to work, because they just didn't see his vision. So if somebody discourages you or goes, oh, that's right, you should keep your day job, you should say to them, well, could you stand in that corner over there, because your negative vibes don't work with me. And you'll always have people who tell you it's not possible this. You don't need to listen to any of that. You need to be your own best cheerleader no matter what you do in life, because you'll always have yourself to be there. And as long as you do that, and also I always try to find time for yourself. You know, people, today we're taping on Valentine's Day, and people, call up people, I love you, I love you, right? What about loving yourself? What about taking your hand and kissing your own hand? You love yourself. And if you love yourself, then people feel it. Then you want someone, when you walk in the room, to say, wow, I feel her energy. I love this person. Not like, oh man, what is she going to tell me? This negative, blah, blah, blah. So always be positive. Never give up. Be grateful for everything that happens in your life. And just remember, I don't like to ever say life is short. I like to say life is precious. It's a difference, because you could do a lot if you only had 10 years, or you could do nothing in 10 years. What it is life is precious and every day is valuable. And laughter. Always find something to laugh about. I don't care. My dad laughed when he had cancer. We figured out a way to make, he would go out and buy a chia pet to see his hair would grow back faster. You find a way to be funny. And on that note, I do want to say and invite everybody here, 2 things. If any of the members would be interested in maybe being a guest on the show, on my radio show, they can contact me at francapo.com. And I also have a comedy show that I do in the neighborhood, because I don't always want to drive to 20 other states, at a place called Taramina's. The next show is March 9th. And you go to Taramina's website, it's in Peekskill, and it's March 9th, it's on a Saturday. And it's dinner and a show, and you don't have to worry about parking. It's right there. And if anybody needs me to do help fundraising, I'd be more than happy using humor to figure out something that we can bring in money for their organization.
Wow, I'm feeling super motivated, super grateful. You're definitely radiating that out from within.
I'm going to give her a hug on camera.
And one last question for you. I'm not done. I'm not done here. No,
You're
no,
not
no.
done.
I have one question I want to ask you.
What is that last question?
If I was going to ask anybody this question, I want to ask you, Fran.
Here we go. Yeah.
What is on your bucket list?
No, okay, first of all, I never call it a bucket list.
Okay.
I actually call it a living list. Okay? Because I'm not waiting to die. I'm like, I need all these things. So, my husband and I, we've been together 20 years. We just got married like two years ago. And I want to rappel down a volcano in Iceland. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I just got back 2 weeks ago from hunting alligators, not killing them, but going to a deep hole with 100 alligators. And I just did hatchet throwing. So now the next logical thing is I need to rappel down a volcano. So, and I know there's one in Iceland that I could do it at. I have many, 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 many others, but you asked for the next thing.
The next thing. Love it. I
Yes.
love the living list.
Yes.
And I knew it was going to be a good answer. Thank you so much, as always, for being here. Congratulations on being our member of the week.
Thank you. And I'm sure the
Eileen,
other
for
members
helping
at
us
one
tape.
point will do that too. And I look
Absolutely.
forward to the next meeting, because you guys always bring interesting guests and people to the meeting. So guys, don't just be members, be active members.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much, and I want to thank Eileen Riley for helping us today with the taping. You're the best, and we love you. All right, thanks, Fran. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.